So I'm going to show you guys the inside of the center of the Citadel. We're going to, well, first over here, this is going to be where you can complete your first couple quests. The very first time you actually come into the Citadel is when you do the Moat of Virtue quest. You'll be going in through kind of like the tunnels is what they call it, the scab tunnels, right? So you're gonna just kind of appear here in the center. You are actually be coming through the front entrance. So you'll turn in your quest, pick up another little quest from Lulu. Then you go over to the registrar. It's kind of like the register. I mean, it's kind of like a bounty board. You get different quests here. It won't let me open it. Oh yeah, there we go. I've got 3 of them right now. So the most you can hold is 3. They're basically bounties. So one will be like defeat the imps, as you can see, or that I've got going over here. Defeat Zythar demons, the Blood War Purge. Those are going to be the quests that come from here. The cool thing about those is that you could do those back to back to back. I could run out there right now, defeat 4 imps, defeat 10 of those demons, come right back, turn them in, and it'll give me 2 brand new quests. Like I said, there's actually 3 that it gives out at a time. So that's a pretty cool way to swoop up some of the Zariel's favors really quickly. Over here you just have like a random little merchant. You can buy potions, sell your junk to. Yahail, or however you say her name. I want to show you some of the stuff she's carrying here. Under the miscellaneous tab, as you can see, I've got only 4,000 Zariel's favors right now. You can buy once per day up to 10,000 astral diamonds. The cool thing about these, they're not rough astral diamonds, so they're already converted. 500, I mean, it's not horrible. You know, at a certain point maybe you don't have anything else to spend your favors on, so it might be worth it. 5 Prez Wards weekly you could buy for 2,000. The mount upgrades you can see, and the companion upgrade tokens, again, weekly and weekly. Treasure maps, don't ever spend your money here on a treasure map because they're just very easy to get, just running around killing stuff. I would never spend 2,500 on the treasure maps. The rough astral diamonds is cool. They are rough, but there's no limit, so you could potentially dump all your favors into this if you wanted. In my opinion, there's a lot of easier ways to get rough AD, but these scrolls here in the beginning, when this event started, when the Citadel opened, you couldn't actually use a signpost or fast travel here, so you had to buy these scrolls. But at this point these aren't relevant anymore because you can just directly fast travel. Tears of the Redeemed, the Anvil of the Chorus, I guess, Tuning Tongues of the Divine. These are all for upgrading your blessed weapons, which I'm going to talk about in a second. And these are the Duchess blessings that I was talking about to upgrade your armor inside the forge, right? Additionally, you can see that you can actually buy individual hunt lures. The Shattered Draw Trap is a pretty difficult one to farm. It's the enemies that drop it don't spawn very often. So I've probably bought 2 or 3 of these in my time. The price on these is pretty hefty though. For $37.50, that's quite a bit of favor for just one little lure piece, you know. I would say the Jaw Trap, the Cursed Blade of the Lonely might be the 2 that are potentially worth it, but I definitely wouldn't spend it on any of these, especially the Mask of the Hellbringers and the Shattered Ice Fangs. These are a dime a dozen. I'll have a separate video showing you guys exactly where you can farm all of these separate things too. And then of course, Gourd Covered Chains is ridiculous to spend $37.50. They're so easy. You can get in a chain farming group, which I'll have a video about, and you could probably get 20 of these in a couple hours, you know what I mean? So definitely not much in this window is worth buying, I would say, with the exception of these 2 if you really need them. But she has a couple of other things in the other menus. Look at the Transmutes. Nothing really special with these. I can't actually see the helmet. Like I said, these are all kind of they're whatever. Same with the weapons. None of these are really that cool looking in my opinion, but you never know. Everybody's got a different taste. You know, the shields are kind of small to me, but at the very bottom you do have these angel wings, which, hey, just let them speak for themselves, you know. And the Starfate cape is actually kind of cool. It's got a cool little effect on the back where it changes color. And I've seen some of the gear from the new mod 20 that's coming out, and they're gonna have some similar effects to this, but pretty neat little piece there, I think. So those are pretty cool transmutes you can get. Now I will show you this. So with the Milestone Reward Reclaim, if this is your first time in the Citadel, most likely you only have the Milestone 4, so not everything on this list is going to be available to you, but basically anything that you got through accomplishing the Citadel campaign, you can rebuy here. So it is very handy for certain things like the Rings of the Herald, right? I got it as a reward, but I bought quite a few of these in the meantime to feed to my alts. Same with the Glorious Whirlwind. It's just a cool little mount that you can ride around. You know, it's nothing really special as far as the ratings and stuff like that, but it's a pretty nice mount for 1,000 favors. Pretty cheap, and I bought like 6 or 7 of them for my different mounts or alts. These are a couple cool little vanity pets you can get. There's the holy and the fiery version. The boots, nothing special to me. There is the Vanguard of the Citadel, which for whatever reason got very expensive there for a while. I've never really checked out the stats or anything like that, but for 1,000, that's another little companion you can add to your roster. Robes of the Haunted, not my favorite thing. This one's kind of cool though for a headpiece. It's got the little monocle goggle looking thing, and you get the glowing little halo effect. That's the loot there actually. Yep, then you have another vanity pet here. The Blessed Garments, these are pretty nice. The stats on them are cool. There's a lot of other options as far as pants and shirts go though, but you know, good to feed your alts with. Same with this. So the artifacts here are pretty decent. They're good for tanks. Unfortunately, the third piece of the set, you had to become, I think it was like the top 10% or something like that when the whole thing started with the Citadel. So now you can only either get it from the Zen market or from the auction house, and when I looked the last time, it's very, very expensive. And to be honest, with the new mod, there's a brand new set coming out for healers and tanks, so I don't really know if this is going to be worth the money at the moment. You got the cool little eyeballs here. Let me go ahead and move all that crap out of there. That's actually what I have equipped right now. The candles are kind of cool. I have these on my healer. So this one is actually pretty valuable in my opinion. The companion equipment's 1100, but you get to choose what stat you want on it, and I think that's actually excellent for maxing out certain stats you might need with the combat rework. I personally have 3 of the same ones for my critical severity, so that was kind of nice. It's a little expensive, 4,000. You only get 1 piece of equipment, but it is worth it because it's, you know, the only other way to get certain equipment is you have to farm it and hope something similar drops. So it's a direct way to get it, at least. And you have the Reforger pants. I can't even tell what's different about this. So the most important, well, not most important, but the main thing I wanted to show you here is the blessed equipment. These are the blessed weapons that you can get. Now, if you look, these are for the cleric. The set bonuses are actually the same on all of them. When you use an encounter power, your weapons become blessed, which increase your power, accuracy, combat advantage by 3%, and grants you a random buff for 10 seconds. Now, there's only 2 buffs, so you got a 50-50 shot. You can either increase your critical strike by 5% or increase your action point gain by 7.5. These are actually pretty nice. I use these right now currently on my rogue. They cost 10,000 a piece for your offhand and your main hand. My rogue weapons are actually down here. You can see the legendary version next to them. You know, the stats are pretty decent increase there. I will say this, they cost 10,000 a piece. However, going back here, there are other materials that you're going to need to upgrade those. So as I said before, the Tears of the Redeemed, the Anvil of the Chorus, and the Tuning Tongs of the Divine are going to be, you're going to need one of those, I think it is, on each step. So it can be expensive if you think about it. 10,000 for the first, that makes it 20, 25, 28,000 potentially for each weapon. But one of the reasons it was kind of easier to get is because as you're going through the Redeemed Citadel campaign, you'll notice like Milestone 1 actually gives you the weapons as you complete it. You'll notice there's some vanity pets and some of the other stuff. Milestone 2 gives you 2 of the reagents you'll need so you can upgrade each weapon. Milestone 3 gives you 2 of the tuning tongs so you can upgrade it. And then Milestone 4 gave you 2 of the anvils, right? And you also got the Duchess Blessing, which helps for 1 piece of armor. So if you actually had gone and done all the milestones, you basically would have been provided everything you needed to upgrade those weapons. I will talk really quickly about the hunts. So if you think about the quickest way to get your favor, of course you have lots of quests you can do, and as I said with the register here, these quests are repeatable and they're instantly available again. You could potentially run these all day long if you wanted to. Another way to do it is by running the hunts. So if you took a tier 1 hunt, you get 200 favor. A tier 2 gives you 400 favor, and a tier 3 gives you 800 favor. Now A tier 3, you're gonna need 20 people at least damaging that thing. Even then, you're gonna take losses. A lot of people are gonna die, and only 5 people get the reward. A tier 2, you're gonna want 10 people, and again, those fights take quite a bit longer. So those aren't the most, if you're doing a tier 2, that's not the most efficient way to get favor. But a tier 1 are very, very quick. You can do it with a 5-man group, and a lot of times what's going to happen is you're going to go into the zone or into the looking for group channel, and you'll see people hosting what they call hunt rotations. So they'll usually put a number by it. Most of the time it's going to be rotation times 10. That means that that person has 10 hunts, and everybody else in that party needs to have 10 hunts. So potentially in a 5-man group on a 10 hunt rotation, you're potentially doing 50 hunts back to back, and they go very quick. You could probably do 50 hunts literally in 30-45 minutes or so. Yep, so that's just gonna be the end of this little showcase for the Inferno Citadel. Pretty cool looking spot. Yep, and then yeah, go ahead and just stay tuned, I guess, a little bit, and I'll have a hunt farming guide that I'll put up here in a couple days or so.